Hey everybody, it's time for Ask Rad and Friends, and I have the amazing Rebecca Campbell. Hi, sweetie pie. How are you?
Hey, so happy to be here. So happy to have the chance to chat with you, of course, and your beautiful people.
I know. It's like our circles cross for a bunch of times, and then there's this length where we don't cross, and I'm sad.
I know.
But one of the things that I wanted to make sure we talked about today is, sorry about the bleep bleeps, is Work Your Light Oracle cards that came out, I believe, in June. Is that right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's actually my first set of Oracle cards. I've got 3 more coming now. I just adore creating cards. You are like the card queen. Wow, yeah. So I'm loving having this beautiful card deck out.
Yeah, so I have to tell this story because this is my story about this deck. So I got this deck, and this card had been pulled for me. Okay, initiation had been pulled for me and sent with the deck with a note from one of your people saying we love you, which was nice. And so then you shuffle the cards, you bless them, you shuffle them, and you pull your first card from the deck, right? Literally. And I have to tell you, the last 6 months for me, this is it. This has definitely, absolutely been my life for the last 6 months. And so to me, when the first card you pull out of a deck is that spot on, literally, that for 2 people to have pulled the same card for you, you've got magic going on, sister.
Wow. Wow. Well, I mean, the initiation, what a card, right? And I feel like we should all breathe into that, because I think that really is what this year has been, right? It's like so much is happening on a personal, internal level as well as planetary. And, that card, when I created that card, it's really based on the Tower card in the Tarot deck. And, I remember 2010, I kept on pulling cards every freaking day and getting the Tower and being like, no, another card. And then another card again, it's like, no. But here's the thing about, and we know this and we live it every year, I think, we're cyclic beings, and every time that we're being called to expand and step into, a new level of something, nature does this. It contracts before it grows. And wow, it's been a big year of that for many. I feel it.
Well, for me, it's certainly felt that way. So tell me, what inspired this? How did you, where was your mind that you were like, okay, I'm going to create this deck and it's going to look like this and the messages are going to be the way they are? Tell us about that.
Well, I think I'm very visual. And so through my meditations and chanting and all of that, I've always seen the way that the cards had ended up, and that, but I never necessarily thought that they were going to be cards. I just was very clear in what I saw, like lots of these portals and these kind of like ancient temples mixed with cosmic, mixed with earth, and the two combined. And so when I went to create a deck, I very clearly knew what it was going to look like. And my illustrator came to me. I sent out a literally like an ad online, but I'd already known her work, and she came to me, and it was a beautiful alchemy us coming together. I was doing my Bhakti teacher training at the time, and I would see a vision and I'd describe it, and the art would come. And so it was very much, we wanted each card to be like a portal, like an activated portal. My work's very practical, and so, it's called Work Your Light, this deck. It's like not very subtle. It's like, you got to do the work, There's a couple of cards in there that are like very clear guidance in the sense of like yes, no answers, which is always great. But there's also cards in there that are like activations, and then there's the transmission suit. There is a soul inquiry suit. My work really is all about, like, the picture on the front is the inner temple card. And, through doing this deck, that essence of this deck, and it's actually turned into the core of my work, or another expression of the work, which is all about really tuning into the inner temple of your heart, seeing like the heart as a portal where, you know, I know it's so easy for us to look outside of ourselves, whether it's through what we've learned in society, through, you know, external authority figures, or even religions, or even, you know, when we look at spirit guides and angels, sometimes we can look at them as they're separate from us, but really they are us, because we're all ultimately connected to that place of source. And so that was really my intention with it, for us to come back to that inner temple and to show up to that regularly. Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the things I like about them, because, you know, I have a book coming out where I talk about all these different kinds of ways of talking to the divine, and there are, it's like you said, it's like there are things like the pendulum, and it's awesome for yes, no, and where are my car keys, but you probably are not going to ask a pendulum, what is the meaning of life and why is mine not working correctly? You know, that you might go to the I Ching or something like that, which is going to give you deeper answers that you have to think about. And I think about that with this deck. It's like, sure, great, you can get a yes, no, but this deck is really more about, no, I'm going to make you process. You know, I'm going to make you process the answer. You're going to think about this. You're probably going to think about it all day long. And it's going to mean something. And I love that about it.
Well, I love that you have color coordinated your shirt.
Well, you know, you know,
I expect nothing less.
I did. I said, well, this morning I got up and I was like, so what am I going to wear? And so I grab your deck and I go in my closet, you know, and I'm like,
what's in that palette?
I'm like, well, pink is maybe not my best color, but it works with the deck.
Beautiful.
So we'll go with it. So what are you working on now? What can you tell us about?
Yeah, for sure. I'm working on a new course, which is with Hay House, called Discover Your Cosmic Blueprint. So it's really like uncovering like who you are as a soul. So it's looking at like obviously past lives and just the multifaceted nature of us, like in the samskara, which is Sanskrit word for like the basis of karmic theory, really, which is like soul imprints and all of that. And yeah, so that's the course. I'm almost done with it, working on the workbooks. And then I've actually got my next book is called The Initiation, like the card.
Hilarious. Okay, that's the third time for me now. I'm just like, this is my life. It's like when you were the tower, this is where I am right now. And in a super positive way, I do see it positively. But I do feel like I am just so walking through all of this going, okay, all right, here we go. Yeah.
And I think it's so important for us to like share. It's like no one's immune to this stuff. You know, and sure, spiritual practice is amazing, and trusting that we're not alone in the universe, all of that is amazing. And being human is a challenge. You know, like the ancient Greeks would speak about that. Like Plato was like, the human body can be like a cage. He did write that when he was in prison, evidently. Yeah, it's like, it's that contraction, and you know, we're constantly giving birth to ourselves, aren't we?
And we are. So is this course with Hay House, is it video? Is it a video course? Yeah,
it's a video course, and through the process of the course, I think it'll be out next March by the time we're finished with it. And yeah, through the process of it, you're working with the Akashic Records, and the workbook is essentially creating the book of your soul. So it's like, yeah, so it's quite practical. So it's really like the process that I took myself on since I was a teenager up until now, through all the awakenings, going like, oh, that was a past life, oh, that, and wanting to kind of collate it all together. So yeah, that's what it is. What about you? What's your next book that you're working on? I don't know.
Well, actually, I am, Compendium, thank you for the opportunity, comes out. The Compendium of Magical Things comes out December 4th.
Oh my gosh, wow.
I know, and people can still pre-order it. So there's a link in this video, and if you pre-order it, you get all kinds of free stuff, a free video series, a free audio, all those kinds of things. So if you want to pre-order it, you can. So Compendium comes out December 4th, and this is my book on trying to make all these different kinds of languages of the divine, runes, the I Ching, Le Lenormand, all these different ways of talking to the universe, easy for people to understand and not intimidating. So that comes out next. Right now, I just finished up the manuscript for my next deck of cards.
Amazing. Yay. What are they called?
I don't think I'm allowed to say yet. I think they're still grabbing that name.
Fair enough. Leave us hanging.
Yeah, I'm leaving you hanging. Sorry, but it is a tarot deck, so I'm super excited about it. And
great.
Excited because it's a lot of new things. And I also have a new video course that's going to go in January.
Gosh, you've been busy.
Well,
I know the feeling.
Part of this. That's part of this. So, all right, sweetie. Well, thank you for spending some time for us.
Always a good excuse, any excuse.
You know, I am in love with you, and you really are. I love you because you're real, and you're genuine, and you're people. This is exactly who you find when you hang out with Rebecca Campbell behind the scenes. She is this person. It's totally this person, and just like a bottle of champagne. That is my.
You made me cry. I adore you.
No, I love you to pieces too. So thanks, guys, for stopping by for Ask Rad and Friends. This video will be posted. If you missed any part of it, you can go back and see it on Facebook or YouTube. Also, check in a couple hours when Magical Things with Radley Valentine. I'm talking about the magic of numerology today. So love you, sweetie. Mwah.
Mwah.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.